Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Warame Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedical. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you all here today. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated, particularly by our elders. Education is highly valued in Aboriginal culture too. Knowledge meant survival, and our elders are traditionally accorded great respect for their accumulated wisdom and experience. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. As such, he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or better known as Maria, into the native institution, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. She studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and it became known as the Blackstown, where present-day Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. For your progress progresses us all. Your advancement is our advancement. Now, that was probably better understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food you brought back from your day's activity got distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune with us enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we do it well. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly did in many respects, and I use them and often recommend them to others to use as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. See, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 240 years ago, he described the people he encountered at Botany Bay as one of the happiest people he'd met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They were naked, they made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the land without tilling the earth. In traditional times, everyone was accorded rights to the country or clan area where he or she was born into, so there was no homelessness, and no rich and poor either. Everyone had pretty much the same amount of gear, what they could carry. There were no armies or jails or even police. We have no history of slavery or empire building. We were a people without kings. People cooperated to collect the resources which were needed and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state. Rivers were clean and unpolluted with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. Don't do that yet, okay? We haven't fixed them up yet. And that's my next point. We've got a lot of work to do to get this country back to the healthy, just place it was. Because this was not an ideal, this was normal life. And we should expect no less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Yes, there's a lot more of us now, but we're a clever people, we should be able to do that. So I say, dream big, expect great things and do great things, that we can get this country back to a place worthy to pass on to our children. We can all do our bit, and I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you good people graduate. So congratulations to all of you, and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you, Yana.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Ms. Elizabeth Crouch. Ms. Crouch.
Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is my great privilege as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this important ceremony today. First, I welcome our graduands. I hope that this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. You deserve to take great pride in your graduation today. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance. You need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each and every one of you on your achievements. Today, I also want to especially welcome those of you who are sitting behind our graduands as their invited guests, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you are here, the fact that you have been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the greatest days of their lives is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends and girlfriends, lovers, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in the bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too self-effacing to proclaim their success, I want you to do it for them. The ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world that can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young at 49 years. However, in those 49 years, we've come a long way. We now have more than 130,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. We've boosted postgraduate research programs and invested in high-performing academic and teaching staff for the benefit of our students. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities and are currently extending our research as we are our course offering and facilities. We are always trying to engage with the world around us. We've forged strong alliances with the community and industry and are keen to establish more. On your way here today, you may have seen our new Macquarie University Hospital, which is used by students and academics in our School of Advanced Medicine. You may also have seen our new library, which provides a 21st century learning and research environment. And our new Advanced Hearing Hub, which is a world-leading institute dedicated to advances in hearing, speech and language science. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. However, some of the things that we value so much about Macquarie will not change. The friendliness of our staff and students that all our visitors notice and comment upon will continue. The beautiful park-like grounds that make this campus so enjoyable. All these things will stay in your memory and remind you of your links with Macquarie, links that we hope you will maintain through our alumni network. Remember, you will always be welcome. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Thank you.
Deputy Chancellor, I call on Miss Vivian Wong, who is graduating today with a Master of Commerce, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Miss Wong.
Good evening, Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates, family and friends. It is a great honour to speak on behalf of the candidates graduating today. When I was invited to give this address, I thought to myself, how do I summarise my 5 years of university in 3 minutes? So, like a good abstract to a research article, I will keep this brief and provide you with the highlights and relevant findings of my time at Macquarie University. My first highlight is, funnily enough, a last of something. That is, the day I sat my last exam ever. I'm sure we can all remember the relief we felt when we put our pens down and closed our exam booklets. No more memorizing theories and formulas or creating clever mnemonics for the 10 stages of something or another. We were finally free. But of course, we know this is not the case. As in life, we will be tested in many more ways and many more times. Fortunately, we have been equipped with the skills and capabilities to pass these tests that life presents us. Throughout the course of our degrees, we have learnt to think critically, to be analytical, and to solve problems with creativity and innovation. We've learnt to prioritise, to work in teams, and have had the chance to develop our communication skills. And while that just sounded like the learning outcomes of a unit outline, we can be certain that sitting here today is a confirmation that we do in fact have all these capabilities under our belt. This brings me to my next highlight. We would not have achieved this without the guidance of our respected tutors and lecturers, the support of our families, and the encouragement received from our friends, both old and new. I've had the privilege to learn from staff of varying academic and professional backgrounds, with their genuine interest and commitment to my learning a common denominator. My lecturers have challenged my thinking and pushed me to reach my goals, and for that I would like to thank them. Now, university would not be university without the friendships we make along the way. Having studied units ranging from economics to biopsychology in my undergraduate, to HR and marketing in my postgraduate, I've had the joy of meeting people from all different backgrounds and interests. I'm glad to say that through studying at Macquarie University, I've been able to make lifelong friends who all inspire me in their own way. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the greatest teachers in my life, my parents. Thank you for your patience, your unconditional love, and your support. I'm always learning from my parents. To them, I'm eternally grateful. On behalf of each of us graduating here today, I offer my heartfelt thanks to the Faculty of Business and Economics and all our guests who have helped us along the way. To my fellow graduates, through hard work and perseverance, we have made it to this day where we will celebrate our achievements and smile broadly knowing we have made our family and friends proud. Congratulations and all the best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian, for that excellent speech, and congratulations also on your Masters. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees and diplomas on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. Now, usually at this stage we wait on our Deputy Registrar, but I'm going to just get him to certify first of all that you're all eligible. That means you've been to every lecture you were supposed to, you've submitted every assignment, you've done everything you're supposed to, you're nodding. I presume that's a good sign. So I'll call on our Deputy Registrar to formally certify that you're all eligible to receive these awards. Thank you.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all the candidates who are presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidate for admissions to degrees please stand?
Don't all look so worried, it's okay. In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates of this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. This is the largest faculty at Macquarie and is one of the largest in Australia. A broad range of programs in some of the most exciting and topical areas of business and economics are offered, which continue to be in high demand domestically and internationally. Graduates have recorded employment levels and starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. Research in this faculty is cutting edge and innovative and feeds into teaching, giving students the best possible learning experience. The faculty includes research and study areas in accounting, actuarial studies, applied finance, economics, management, and marketing. Deputy Chancellor. I now call on Professor Mark Gabbett, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Gabbett.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Lurian Mario de Mello, for a thesis entitled Upstream and Downstream Hydrocarbon Prices, Crude Oil to Plastics. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting Professional, Hoi Jun Oh. Jia Bao Zhou. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Finance, Peter Daniel Austin. Matthew Francis Baker. Giulia Gervasoni. Erwin Conrad Gutierrez. Mark James Howard. Nayev Khoury. Melissa Li Ling Pok. Wei Qi She. Pei Xin Wang. Edward Alexander Lawson Webster. Sergio Zacharias Nito. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce. Vivian Wong. Meng Wu. Tongshu Wu. Ying Xie. Feng Yan. Yanika Yansukon. Ling Han Yu. Xiao Kei Yu. Yi Chun Yu. Zhou Chao Yu. Bo Yuan. Shu Zheng. Junyi Zhu. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Economics, Christopher Normoyle. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Business, Taryn Megan Walter. Shan Wang. Shudong Zheng. Xiao Xuan Yang. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Kelly Odell. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Actuarial Studies, Alexander Young Wook Kim. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting, Tashveer Singh. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Economics, Juin Wen Carrie Xiao. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Arts, Philip Erksler. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Arts Psychology, Elzan PNR. Charlotte Rush. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the Bachelor of Science, Nicole Jane Tugano. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance, Alice Jensen. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Edward Baker. Samantha Annette Hardwick. Kristina Jovanovic. Leah Tubia. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, Emily Ben-Suzanne. Brendan Pillay. Kate Sherry Wells. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Daniel Ma. Rafiq Mansour. Andrew Jeffrey Marchant. Joshua Sloan Martin. Charlotte Mackenzie. Jeremy Moe. Mohammed Haitham Mohammed. Lachlan James Munnings. Priyashna Naidu. Dushant Narula. Justin Peter Newman. Phoebe Ng. Koi No. Elizabeth Nguyen. Margaret Nguyen. Victoria Francis North. Nicole Oe. Divya Patel. Sean William Pike. Alicia Piri. Jeremy Pownell. Brad Prins. Natalie Jane Rayside. Tamali Achala Ranasinghe. Lachlan Reardon. Lawrence Wilfred Redaeli. Megan Kate Reemst. Andrew Scott Robertson. Bradley Robertson. Jonathan Benjamin Winthrop Robertson. David Mark Rome. Kyle James Ross. Sonny Ryan. Taylor Brooke Rilewski. Purnima Sadananda. Sarah Shirome Sanders. Justin William Serrao. Julie Sue. Stephanie Shang. Luke Thomas Sheehan. Ying Shen. Ashvat Shivaram Shetty. Alistair Michael Shields. Hind Simheri. Ryan Thomas Smith. Tamina Sohail. Bertha Sure. Evan Stevens. Mark James Stokes. Chiao Fan Su. Shabier Mohamed Subien. Shalini Subramaniam. Selena Sito. Madeleine Juliet Tahija Quinn. Edgardo Talada. Din Hu Tang. Alan Kalbuadi Tuku. Michael George Themis. Wei Ying To. Georgia Louise Turvas. Sandra Truong. Benjamin Lawrence Tucker. Rebecca Unger. Anissa Vasily. Isabella Vale. Cheong Young. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Accounting, Dilara Nurmamat. Manraj Singh. Yue Fan Tan. Jingjing Tie. Matthew Tucker. Krishanthi Vijay. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, Gao Fang Ma. Zhe Poi Ma. Sarah Marsh. Samendi Ishara Mawanawi Hua. Andrew Philip McIntosh. Omar Mohammed. T. Chuk Hwang No. Huang He Nguyen. Cecilia Ong. Somya Pandi. Loam Pham. Hongzhu Piao. Poi Hong Poon. Xiao Yi Chi. Yingzhuo Qian. Shengguang Qiao. Kanan Raman. Jessica Ann Rayner. Redmond Rays. Julia Marina Salim. Sahan Malith Anton Hugh Pieris Senanyaki. Yunmi Seo. Jae Yun Seo. Shaohan Shah. Hong Shuo Sheng. Shu Shen. Edouard Xiu. Siva Ruben Sinaraja. Emil Peter Stanton. B. Tian Tan. Kyo Lin Tae. Han Liang Tang. Andrew Tueng. Nazir Uddin. Nalajini Vakisan. Ti Chu Duong Ban. Carl Versteeg. Po Yi Wong. Ye Xia. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Chung Jiang Li. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this evening's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
I think you'll agree a very difficult act to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in again expressing our appreciation to Angela Brewer. Could you also join me in thanking our musicians, organist Dr. James Forsyth, James. And our flautist, Chai Changmin. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community, many of whom have come here today to help you celebrate this occasion. They're the people who are wandering around with the Ask Me tags on them, so please join me in thanking them. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Rui-Xiang Han. Mr. Han has over 20 years' experience in the banking industry after having joined the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China Group in 1992. In August 2008, Han was appointed General Manager of the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, their Sydney branch, prior to joining the bank, commencing its operations in Australia in September of the same year. Han received a Master of Arts degree from Shanghai International Studies University in 1988 and an International Master of Business Administration degree with distinction in International Banking and Finance from the University of Hong Kong in 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rui-Xiang Han.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the university, graduates and guests, good evening. I feel greatly honored to be standing here to make a few remarks, and also I feel pretty excited because standing here, I feel my mind is being rewound back 25 years. When I was graduating from my college, the Shanghai International Studies University, as a language student, at about your same age. You make me envious for two things. Firstly, we didn't have such a fabulous ceremony as yours. Our parents were not there. Even if they were invited, they just could not afford the trip. No one wore robes, partly because it was not a tradition, and it was called bourgeoisie, and partly because we could not afford that luxury anyway, even though, as a foreign language student, we had seen what a graduation ceremony should be from the Western films we watched as a student. I envy you. Secondly, I was brought up and educated in a culture that favors what you do after school is decided by what you learn at school. We were simply assigned to jobs by other people, regardless of whether we liked them or not. Free choice was never a concept known to us. Envious as I am, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you some of my life experience. That is, a teacher turned a banker. So before 15, I was a farmer's boy. As a matter of fact, not a farmer, because we were not farmers. We didn't have a farm. We were peasants. I was a peasant boy. So I grew up as a peasant boy in the Central Plains area in Shandong province, in China. And before 15, I knew nothing about English or even foreign countries. And we all know that because Deng Xiaoping ushered in the educational reforms back in 1977. And after that, we were introduced to Western, modern, or foreign. And it was at that time when I was about 15 years old, I got acquainted with what the outside mind may. Some slight ideas only, of course. But fortunately for me, at 15, back in 1978, I was enrolled by the Foreign Trade School of Shandong Province, which is located in Qingdao, as a student trained to be an international trader. So I spent 3 years there studying English and the practices of foreign trade. But I never made it to become an international trader. Instead, I shifted my interest to the study of the English language. I continued my studies of the English language and the literature, basically British and American literature, for the next 5 years. So at 19, when I was 19, I got a chance to pursue advanced studies of the English language at the Shanghai Foreign Trade College. It was a 2-year course, and as one of the top students there, language students, I had the time to read extensively in the English and American literature. I had a particular liking for poetry, and that's why I read a lot of Shakespeare, John Milton, Wordsworth, Coleridge. And at 25, before I finished that 2-year course, I decided to study for the master's degree. And I chose English language and literature and ended up with the Shanghai International Studies University. And after completing a 3-year course, I obtained my master's degree from the Shanghai International Studies University. And after that, in 1988, I went to Beijing and took up a teaching career with Beijing Normal University. So I was a teacher of the English language and literature for 4 years at Beijing Normal University, until I felt that teaching at that time was not a profitable profession. And I wanted a change. So all of a sudden, that is back in 1992, I saw an advertisement in the Evening Post of Beijing, posted by the ICBC, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. At that time, ICBC wanted to do international business. And in order to do international business, they needed foreign language speakers. So the advertisement was to the effect that they're looking for foreign language speakers. So I was admitted by ICBC and became and joined ICBC back in 1992, and have been working with ICBC ever since. And as a matter of fact, last month was my 20th anniversary of working at ICBC. So I worked through the various positions within ICBC, and until 2004, I was appointed the CEO of the Industrial and Commercial Bank of Industrial and Commercial International Capital Limited, a subsidiary situated in Hong Kong. But still, at that time, 2004, being a banker, a sort of senior banker, you had a lot of opportunities of feasting, wining and dining in the evenings. But I didn't. I spent my time reading for my second degree. And I enrolled with an evening course with the University of South Australia. So I took a course in cross-cultural management studies and completed that course within 1 year. And I was not aware that all of a sudden, that is back in 2008 or late 2007, I was informed of the top management decision of sending me to work in Australia. So that's how I came to Australia in 2008. And we started applying for the branch license, which we spent 1 year. And then after obtaining the authorization, we started from scratch. Until now, we are running an asset of 4.5 billion Australian dollars, and with 3 branches. One branch in our head office is in Sydney. We have a second branch in Perth, and a third branch in Melbourne. So we now have a staff of 88 people, and growing very rapidly, very profitable, because last year we made a pre-tax profit of 60 million Aussie dollars. So what I have been trying to tell you is that my career is a course of basically passive taker of decisions instead of a decision maker for myself. Most of the times, other people made decisions for me, which I had to accept, and intertwined with occasional periods of limited personal choice. So figuratively speaking, I have been drifting along the course of my career. However, with limited free choice, I have always tried to make the most out of each career chance that offered itself. So that's why, if I'm going to give my speech a topic, I would call it making informed decisions, because I serve as a bad example of making informed decisions. So as graduates in your situation, you have free will and free choice. Despite of the financial turbulence in the world, in the rest of the world, I should say, Australia finds itself in a very favorable situation. The high seas separate this continent from the turbulent waters of Europe and America. And also, there's a safe passage between Australia and China and Asia. So Australia offers abundant, ample opportunities for graduates. So my life experience is that a college education is not everything. Just to echo Vivian's speech earlier, the graduation does not mean the end of examinations. You are headed for more examinations. They are not the examinations in the university format. They are in life format, that is, they are without any format. You are going to have examinations and tests of various kinds. As a manager in the world's largest bank now, ICBC, for example, we are looking for talents. We always keep our eyes open for talents, but as I always am telling most of these candidates, that we are not looking for the best talents. We are always looking for the best fit, because you cannot imagine how a company will be if it were run by a collective of talents, because talents, the best talents, are always individualistic, and they have their own free wills. And for me, a good decision for the company or for my bank is always to try to look for the best fit. So after finishing university, you will continue to study, to learn, to read, and make this graduation as a starting point for life. And we should take learning as a lifelong habit. That way, when opportunity offers itself, we shall always be prepared, make informed decision, seize the opportunity, and make the best out of it. By the way, I'm still reading Shakespeare in my spare time. Stay always prepared. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn, for your wisdom, your experiences to date, and for sharing with us your passion for literature. Please join me again in thanking Mr. Hahn. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. For the rest of your lives, you are part of that larger Macquarie family, our alumni body, and part of a network of more than 100,000 Macquarie graduates that span the globe. We will keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope you will come back here to attend alumni functions, to undertake more study, and simply to visit our beautiful campus. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far already. I challenge you to exercise sound judgment and initiative and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope also that you will also remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you to help celebrate today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Firstly, I'd like all our graduates to please stand up. Now I'd like you to place your degrees on your seats. I want you to turn around, face your family and friends, and give them a big round of applause. Now you can turn around now, but don't sit down. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff who have supported you through your journey. Please join me in thanking them. The official party will soon leave the courtyard, followed by our graduates. Guests, please stand and remain standing till the last of our graduates have processed out. And please join us in the University Court for some light refreshments. Now, wishing you the very best for your futures, I'll conclude with the words of an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May sunshine warm upon your face and rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.